Right, I'm going to show you exactly how to make these Brookie cookies. Honestly, they are very, very nice. And I just love the look of them as well. Anyway, you're going to want to start off with some unsalted butter. And you're going to weigh out 130 grams. You can use salted, but then you do not add a pinch of salt when I show you. And then you're going to need some brown sugar. And you're going to weigh out 100 grams of this. And then you're going to weigh out 75 grams of granulated sugar. And then once you've done that, you're going to add a pinch of salt. Like I did say, if you have used salted butter, then do not add the pinch of salt. And then you can either do this by hand or with a hand mixer or a stand mixer. Just give that a mix together. Then you're going to add 1 egg. And then you're going to add 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. And then you're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. So I'll just use 2 different measuring spoons to weigh it out properly. And then you're going to weigh out 1.5 teaspoons of bicarbonated soda. And again, I'll just use 2 different weighing spoons. And then once you've done that, just add a dash of milk. And then just mix this again until it's all combined together. And then in a separate bowl, you're going to half your mixture. You're going to half it to 150 grams. Then you're going to need some plain flour. And for the white cookie mixture dough, you're going to add 150 grams into that. Sieve it through. And then just fold this together. If you ever make cookies and your dough is still quite wet, you can add a little bit of more flour to it and then just pop it into the freezer for a little while. Anyway, you're going to need some white chocolate chips and milk chocolate chips. And you're going to weigh out 50 grams of each of these, because we're basically splitting it all into 2. So I'll weigh out 50 grams of the white chocolate chips and then 50 grams of the milk chocolate chips. I'll then add it into the mixture and just combine that all together. Now for the Brookie mixture, you're going to add 125 grams of plain flour and then 17.5 grams of cocoa powder. And then once you've done that, just sieve it all through, fold it all together. Don't worry if it feels quite dry, it will come together. Just keep folding it together and it will come out like this. And then with the rest of your chocolate chips, just tip them in. Now for this part, we're going to weigh out 40 grams of each cookie dough. What I'm doing here, I'm weighing out 40 grams of the Brookie one and then 40 grams of the white cookie dough. So all in all, that equals to 80 grams. And then basically, you're just going to stack these on top of each other because we're going to create a marble effect. So as you can see here, I'm just stacking them. And then once I've done that, I'll just roll these into a ball. And I'll just repeat all this until the cookie dough is gone. So with the mixture, I made 10 cookies. Now when they're in a bowl, you're going to want to pop these in the freezer for at least 30 minutes. Or you can pop them in the fridge for 1 hour. And then when you've done that, you're going to make sure you've preheated your oven first at 180. And then put your cookies onto your baking trays. And you're going to want to bake these at 180 for 10 minutes. So when they come out, you still want them to be soft. If you overcook your cookies, then as they set, they will just go rock solid and they will be ruined. So definitely take your cookies out when they are still soft. Anyway, I'm so pleased with how they come out. They are actually quite simple to make. So let me know if you give them a go. I'll add all the recipe down below. So if you do decide to make them, then you can just write the recipe down. These cookies do not even need decorating because they just look so beautiful how they are. But that is how you make the Brookie cookie.